Welcome to the 40A Insurance Services enrollment tutorial for the automatic approval Kaiser Health Insurance through the California Cosmetology Association. My name is Leland Jepson. I'm a 40A insurance agent. I will be returning to this screen later to make sure you have my contact information. For this tutorial, we're going to go through Jane Smith's paperwork. Jane Smith is not a real person, but she does her paperwork perfectly. So we're going to see how Jane Smith does her paperwork. Below this video is a link to download the paperwork. Once this video is completed, you can go ahead and do that, and when you do, you will see a PDF document that looks like this. Here Jane goes ahead and types in her name, last name, comma, her first name in the name section. Jane's effective date would be the first of the following month. And so for Jane, that would be October 1st, 2012. And then she puts in her premium, which is $550 per month for her and her husband. And then her plan type is the $40 $3,000 plan. And in the note, Jane mentioned she is also interested in life or disability coverage, and so someone can get back in touch with her regarding that. On the next page is the Kaiser Enrollment form. Here in the top right, we have the effective date that populated from the previous page. But everything else in section A needs to be left completely blank. So everything else in section A needs to be left completely blank. In section B, Jane has her name and she adds her middle initial, she adds her social, she adds her address, her date of birth, her gender, her home and work phone numbers. At the very top of section B, Jane mentions that she's also a previous member of Kaiser, and she does remember her Kaiser record number. She puts that in right there. If you were a previous member of Kaiser but don't remember your Kaiser record number, you can simply click yes, and you can leave this blank. Or if you were not previously a member of Kaiser, you can click no. Below section B, Jane puts her spouse's information. Here she checks off for spouse. She adds her husband's last name, comma, his first name, and his middle initial, and then his date of birth, his gender. But Jane doesn't remember his social. She can leave that blank, and that's totally fine. At the bottom, Jane puts the current date, but she leaves the signature portion blank. On the next page is the California Cosmetology Association enrollment paperwork, and so here Jane goes ahead and fills this out saying she's a new member. She puts her license number, she checks off that she's a cosmetologist, and then she's a booth renter. She also mentions that she is okay with getting her renewals via email. She puts her name again, but her address automatically populates. Down below, Jane adds her email address, jane@wildhair.com, her company name, Wild Hair, and then her credit card number. It is $90 total for a year's membership to the California Cosmetology Association. Jane checks off on Visa, although it could be a MasterCard, American Express, or Discover, but she uses her Visa. She checks Visa, she adds her card number, she puts in her expiration, and then she puts the current date down here. For the signature portion, she leaves that blank for now. On the next page, we have the Seeds Benefit Administrator EFT Debit Approval Form. Seeds Benefit Administrator is the authorized Kaiser administrator for the California Cosmetology Association. The way the premiums work is they draft on the 25th of each month for the following month's coverage. Jane's effective date she chose for October 1st. So her premium would draft on the 25th of September, covering for the month of October, and then on the 25th of October covering for the month of November, and so on and so forth. Here Jane adds her bank name, which is Bank of America, her routing number, which is the first 9 numbers at the bottom left of a check, her account number, and if she knows her Bank of America phone number, she puts that right there. But if she doesn't, she can leave that blank. The authorized signature section, she can leave that blank for now. And then on the last page is the SBA, or Seeds Benefit Administrator, Member Benefits, Membership and Benefit Service Agreement. This is simply a one-page agreement that Seeds Benefit Administrator has with their members. saying that they are the authorized administrator for the benefits coming from Kaiser. They also do the automatic disability and the dental. And so this is a one-page agreement. It's going month to month. Down at the bottom, Jane simply needs to date, and she can leave the signature section blank for now. So now Jane has completed all the paperwork except for the 4 places that she needs to sign. Now she has a Adobe version that allows for signatures. She can do it electronically, or she can simply go File, Print, to go ahead and print out the paperwork and sign by hand. And again, there are 4 places she needs to sign. The first is at the bottom of the SBA Member Benefit Agreement form, and then right in the middle of the EFT form where it says authorized signature for the premium draft off the checking. Again, that would be the 25th of the month, covering for the following month's coverage. And then at the bottom of the California Cosmetology Association paperwork for the $90 charge off the credit card for 1 year's membership. And then at the bottom of the Kaiser Enrollment form. So that's 4 signatures, and there's a 5th page, which is the cover page. So 5 pages and 4 signatures. Jane can now go ahead and do 2 things. Jane can either go ahead and fax paperwork to the 866-773-5046, or she can email to leland@fortierinsurance.com. Once paperwork has been received, we will email you notifying that we have received it, and if there's anything missing, we'll let you know that we have missed something that we need. Otherwise, you will be receiving a welcome packet in the mail from Kaiser with your Kaiser cards. If you have any questions, feel free to call the 800-927-3566, and we're more than happy to help. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to serving you.